Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Yep. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early break, full show ahead. We'll have Robin Washington talking all things Nebraska basketball and more. We've got some things on the agenda today. Also,
Scary me.
Do you know what today is? It's not just primary voting day, which I encourage you all to vote. Not to tell you who
I know.
to vote
Okay, let
for.
me guess. It's 2 for Tuesday on a lot of rock stations.
That is true.
Yeah,
not this
they
one.
play
though.
double up. They double up on the hits. Okay, that's one thing. What else? Hold on, let me think. Today's
May 10th.
garbage day.
Yes, at my house it is
It's
garbage day. Not for everybody, but my house it is garbage day.
What else could it be? Tuesday, May 10th.
Yeah, that's right.
Sandra Bullock's birthday.
Is it true?
No, I don't think so.
we can celebrate that if it's true.
Yeah, we can.
Today, Sip, is the 6-year anniversary of
Oh!
Early Break.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
big.
is this show's 6-year anniversary today.
Oh, no.
We made it another year.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing. There's no flowers or anything.
No, I didn't bring the flowers today.
There's no fruit basket.
I don't know if even Mark knows if he's going to bring cookies at all today. Maybe if he does, Mark, if you're listening, we'll take cookies for our 6-year anniversary today, if you'd like.
I remember when I just wanted the show to make it 5.
Yeah, you said that,
Right.
and you said it was a big deal to make it to 5 for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it was. That's more of a landmark type year, right? Now I want to make it to 10. Now, I don't know if you're amenable to that. It's all about that. I'll make it. I'm not going anywhere, figuratively and literally. I will be here. Hopefully, you'll be here. 6 years, Jake.
6 years.
Congratulations.
Today. Yeah,
You've been very patient with me.
Thank you to everybody who's listened to all these years and new listeners who are just tuning in saying, you guys have been here for 6 years. Yeah, we've been here for 6 years.
Yeah, and if you were out there and you're trying to be patient with people, listen to Jake. He's very patient with me, but also I am very patient with him.
Yeah, there's a mutual patience here. People think I'm more patient. Like, are you guys serious? Like,
This is an exercise in patience. Is what
at 6 a.m. you wake up and you have to be patient nonstop.
This show is an exercise in patience.
Yes.
That's what it is.
So if you want to chime in today, 402-464-5685, call or text. As always, you can watch us on the video streams, the Sauter Heyman video stream on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter as we celebrate our 6-year anniversary. And as kind of as it's been, Sip, for these 6 years, not saying our time together has been a gut punch, but the things around us has been a gut punch. Last night, to not many people's surprise, Dylan Raiola does commit to Ohio State. Makes a lot of sense for our show to have an anniversary where somebody that you really thought you thought you wanted badly, the son of Dominic Raiola, the nephew of Donovan Raiola.
All right.
Dylan Raiola officially commits to Ohio State last night.
Late.
Yeah, late.
After 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock. And I wonder if he did that just to avoid the barrage of media.
Yeah, well, Nebraska fans be asleep at that point, right?
Well, and to avoid the barrage of media calls. Because the Ohio State media corps is extensive, as is the Nebraska. And I don't know if Nebraska would call him up, if the Nebraska guys would or not. I mean, come on, what do you say about it? It seems like a smart choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
really smart.
I was surprised at the pushback I got on Twitter when I suggested on another radio show that he might pull the trigger before his season begins. And people said
And
that's
here he is.
yeah. People's comments were along the lines of shows you what Sipple knows about recruiting. Sipple's known nothing about recruiting. Don't listen to him.
Joke's on you, buddy. Look at that. It's May.
Yeah, he did it before his before his final season at Chandler. Hello.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, and we'll get to this later on in the show. In terms of, I saw a mock draft for next year. I mean, C.J. Stroud, the current quarterback, is seen by at least one outlet as the number 3 overall pick next year. I mean, Ohio State has sent some picks to the NFL at quarterback. Dwayne Haskins was a first round pick to the Redskins, now the Commanders. C.J. Stroud will likely be a first round pick. I mean, if you're trying to be a NFL quarterback, it hasn't exactly happened at Nebraska. Tanner Lee was a drafted quarterback in the 6th round, did not pan out. That's it. That's all you've had here for quarterbacks. Zach Taylor, back in the mid-2000s, was a drafted quarterback. Was not drafted. He was in the NFL, though, as a backup or a third string for a short time, now as a head coach. Like, we don't have a tradition of developing NFL quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, yes, his dad, Dominic, is a legend here, and his uncle is coaching here. That's wonderful, but it's about what's best for me as the kid to get there. Look at what C.J. Stroud was throwing to last year. Garrett Wilson, first-round pick. Chris Olave, first-round pick. I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba will probably be a first-round pick when he goes pro. Mm-hmm. They have the talent. They have the line. You should never blame him for going to a school like Ohio State. Ever.
He's class of 2024, by the way.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
saying.
he has more than one season at Chandler.
I guess something can still change, possibly.
That's true. This is a very
this
early
is a
commitment.
very early commitment.
Right.
But Nebraska would have to do something extreme to get back in this, I think.
Well, I think they'd have to go win 9 or 10 or 11.
Well, if they win 11 games, then yeah, hello. Maybe you're back in the race there.
Right. Maybe.
But it might take
I don't know, though.
10 or 11.
Yeah, I don't. The Rayolas don't typically operate that way. Knowing Dominic like I do, that's not a Rayola. That doesn't. Rayolas they're people that are about their word. And hey, this is, you know what? Ohio State got a quarterback. That's the way I look at it. This kid's not going to waver. He's not going to waver. He's going to Ohio State.
No, and again, you should root for him and wish him the best as obviously somebody that we've cared about for a long time. And it sucks. there's no way around this. This sucks as losing a 5-star quarterback and someone you thought you had a chance with. But Ohio State's just really tough to pass up.
Well, and what Ohio State did, and I don't want to act like I'm unfamiliar with this at all. I know that they put a grade A recruiting job on him. They made him feel important. They will not take another quarterback now. And he'll be the only quarterback in that class. He'll be the only quarterback. I think that he might be I'm going to be careful here. They made him feel very important. All right. Well, he's a 5-star quarterback.
I would hope you make him feel important
Right.
if you're getting that kind of caliber player.
Exactly. So yeah, that was. I can tell you, I wasn't surprised by it last night. I knew that this could happen any moment. So I know I'm kind of doing what you do. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Hey,
I was a little surprised by the time. It was after 10 o'clock.
Are you surprised by the day, May 9th, early?
No, because I had heard.
Well, you said he might commit before the season, but this is well before the season.
Well, the reason I say
Early
that
May.
is because I had heard buzz that it was coming any day. So that's it.
Yeah, someone
Illinois
said-
Old Ohio State.
Someone says, yeah, but none of Ohio State's quarterbacks have panned out in the NFL. What has Nebraska had? I mean, if you want to say that, this is why you should go to Nebraska, they've had nothing for NFL quarterbacks. They haven't. Ohio State, maybe their guys have not panned out, but at least they've been great college quarterbacks, and they've been seen as first-round picks. Like, they've had something. You've had nothing at quarterback here.
No. You've had quarterbacks.
Not NFL-wise.
Not NFL-wise, right? But you've had good quarterbacks.
Not NFL-wise.
No.
And that's if you're Dylan Raiola, you're looking at next level
I
beyond
think
college.
Yeah, you are. That's part of what you're looking for, though. That's just part of it. You're looking for guys who've been successful in college too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all about getting to the NFL. You want to win.
I would
while
just,
you're at Ohio
if you were to
State.
talk to Dylan, I would guess his goal is I want to be an NFL quarterback.
I would think so. Yeah,
it's 5-star.
but wouldn't his goal to be win a national championship first?
Yes.
Yeah,
But he's also probably someone that is
when
still
you say his
looking ahead.
goal, I hope his number one goal isn't to make it to the NFL. I hope his number one goal is to win a national championship.
I'm sure that it is.
Okay.
But you can also have goals beyond that goal.
Well, that's a personal goal, don't you think? I like a quarterback with
I don't
a
want
team
to.
goal.
I don't want to say his goals for him, but I just
Yeah,
got to
let's not
assume
do
that's
that.
probably it.
Yeah.
402-464-5685. Doc says, I'm just even surprised that Nebraska was actually an option for him.
Oh, come on, Doc. Dominic has his name on ingrained in North Stadium with the All-Americans.
Doc goes on to
Dominic
say,
loves this place.
Doc says, I'm glad he's going to a school that can potentially give him a future after college. Nebraska never had a chance if we are being realistic regarding football.
Hold on. Now, hold on.
Doc
Doc.
has been really hit hard by the negative bug here.
Doc, hold on. Hold on. Now, Doc, no, if he listens to the show, he knows I know Dominic, the father, very well. Very well.
Yes.
Nebraska had a chance. Nebraska had a chance. There's no doubt about that. Dominic wanted it to happen. They wouldn't have come here so often if there was no chance. They wouldn't have come to the quarterback camp last summer if there was no chance. No, there was a chance. Ohio State put on a great recruiting pitch, a great recruiting job. They made him feel very important. They brought him out there multiple times, and they did an excellent job recruiting him. He could have gone anywhere in the country. He He literally, Dominic said that to me. We could go anywhere in the country.
If you're
Alabama,
a 5-star and a top 1 or 3 commit in the country, yeah.
Georgia prioritized him. I don't know that Alabama prioritized him like Georgia and Ohio State did. Oregon prioritized him. A lot of schools did. Lincoln Riley wanted him. I will tell you this: Lincoln Riley didn't do a good job recruiting him. I would say that. But no, Doc. Nebraska was in it. Nebraska was in that race.
Well, again, I believe he'll still go there, but there is still time to switch this if Nebraska has a good
telling
season.
You, it's not the Raiola way to do.
I understand that.
This is not willy-nilly time.
I don't expect him to change his commitment.
Yeah.
Let me say that, but there is still time. I don't
It
expect
ain't
it.
happening.
People aren't surprised, but they're bummed this morning. The text line, I get
I'm
that.
kind of bummed. I understand it fully. I think if you went to Ohio State, you would see an extremely organized overall operation. I think, yeah, I think you would. Now, the way Nebraska recruited O'Shawn Mathis suggests an extremely organized recruiting operation. And I got to assume they put that sort of recruitment on Dylan Raiola.
I would hope so if it was truly organized and proper.
Mm-hmm. I hope so too, Jake. I hope so. O'Shawn, they did a great job. They've done a great job landing these guys from the portal. So yeah, I think they probably did. But I think, come on, think about Ohio State. Think about taking yours. If you had a son, taking him to the Ohio State, and all that entails, and all that success of. Well, we always talk about this. They've never had a big dip at Ohio State. I know what you're going to say when they had the interim coach.
Well, that was weird. That was a weird season.
It was a 500 season.
Yeah, they went 6-7.
Yeah,
and then the next year with Urban Meyer, they go undefeated with sanctions. I mean, so they're all the way back after one blip season.
In my lifetime, they've never really been bad, and of late they've been extraordinary. And if you look at this year, they are a consensus choice to make the college football Final Four. Of course they are. It's Ohio State.
Well, they typically are, yeah.
So it's very difficult. Now, Nebraska's going to see him. He's going to be in our midst quite a bit, and that's That could be that's potentially painful.
Oh, this is some things from RJ on the text line. A couple texts here. He says this was an article regarding Dylan Raiola announcing he was going to Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Here's a quote from Raiola. When I first got there, I went into a meeting with Coach Dennis, and he just told me that if you go to Ohio State, you're expected to win every game, to win the Big Ten championship, and be in the talks for a national championship. And once I heard that, I was like, man, this is what I'm about. I'm about winning championships.
Mm-hmm. They're
Dylan
expected
Raiola.
to win every game. Now, that's not for everybody, but it is for Dylan Raiola.
Also,
That's not for everybody. That's a lot of pressure.
from RJ also regarding Ohio State's quarterback commitment since Ryan Day became head coach, according to 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Ready for this? Justin Fields, number 2 overall player, 2018, from Georgia. CJ Stroud was number 42 overall in the nation. Not quarterback, but no, overall player, 2020. Quinn Ewers was number 1 overall in 2021, transferred to Texas. Kyle McCord, number 28 overall, 2021. Devin Brown, number 43 overall, 2022, and Dylan Raiola, number 8 overall, 2024.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers is at Texas now, and he'll compete with Hudson Card, I think, for that job, the starting job at Texas. Quinn Ewers now at Texas. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive list. Ryan Day, ladies and gentlemen, has Ohio State positioned to win it all. Now, how are they going to be in 2024, 2025?
I'll have to assume very good. Because, like you just said, they don't fall off.
Right.
I mean, a 10-win season causes panic at Ohio State. 10.
It does. If they
win 10 and that's it, we're in trouble.
If they lose the Rose Bowl to Utah, there's inordinate pressure on Day. Okay, that would have been 3 losses, correct? If they lose the Rose Bowl to Utah.
Yeah, and they were struggling with Utah.
That would have been 3 losses. Now, as it is, he had to make changes on his coaching staff, on the defensive coaching staff. But the pressure with a 3-loss season would have been inordinate on the head coach. I've told you about the moment in the kitchen I had when they announced Ryan Day as the head coach. I was standing in my kitchen watching the press conference. And Gene Smith was at the podium introducing him. And at one point during the press conference, he put his arm on Ryan Day's shoulder and says, Ryan, we expect to win them all. And I mean all
of them.
And I just thought, what is that world there? That is nuts for the AD to put his arm around the newly minted head coach and say, we expect to win them all. That's
no pressure.
That's
pressure.
ridiculous. I mean, I almost was almost offended in some ways. Like, really? All?
You were offended?
Well, somewhat. Like, I think that's ridiculous.
You weren't even the one that was hired. You were just watching it.
To win them all?
They win a lot of games.
Yeah, they practically win them all.
They're in the playoff a lot, or at least
in
the playoff conversation all the time.
And we just said if they lose 3, if they lose that game to Utah, Day, I would say, is in trouble. Like he's got a year to prove himself.
Well, let's say there'd be a lot of murmurs up there if he won 3, if he lost 3 games.
Yeah. Their defense was bad last year.
It was bad.
It was not middle of the pack Big Ten. It was lower part of the Big Ten defense. He has to get that right.
So again, Dylan Raiola commits to Ohio State, and that's it. It just makes sense for us on our 6-year anniversary, where it's been a lot of just groin kicks. I mean, it's been a lot of gut punches, groin kicks,
and a pandemic.
You have to realize if you think about this show and what we've gone through. This again, we just finished we're going to our 6th full year here. It's the 6-year anniversary today. Started May 10th, 2016.
How about that?
The first year Nebraska makes a bowl game. They actually started off 7-0, but we were good luck off the bat. Nebraska was awesome to start off the season.
But they weren't really
They weren't really that good. They started off 7-0, and then they lose to Wisconsin, get blasted by Ohio State. Get to the bowl game against Tennessee and lose that. And ever since then, no bowl game. So I'm starting to think that we're the curse of Nebraska men's athletics on this show. I think it's us. I think it's us. It just makes sense to lose out on the quarterback you want the day of your anniversary to.
We
are the problem. It's us.
We've had a rocky ride. I mean, if you think about
the boat has just been rocking the whole time.
If you think about the 2016 season, 9-4 and 6-3 for Nebraska. Lost in the Music City Bowl to Tennessee. But I will tell you this, I can remember distinctly at the end of that season, the camps were starting to form. The camps meaning, I don't buy this.
Yeah.
This doesn't look that good to me. Remember what had happened late in that season? They got jackhammered at Iowa.
40-10.
Yeah,
bloodbath.
40-10. The bloodbath comment by Banker. The Music City Bowl was 38-24, but it wasn't that close. Tennessee was in control of that game, right?
Yes.
They had that guy coming off the edge all game.
Derek Barnett.
And, you had Riker back there doing the best he could, but it was sort of ridiculous, right? The way Derek Barnett abused Nebraska's tackle. I'm not going to say his name. Don't.
I could.
No.
He's in the NFL right now.
Go ahead.
Nick Gates.
Poor Nick Gates.
Nick Gates is now a center. He got hurt last year, but he's still an NFL center now.
And what had happened, now our EP, young Gus, 2016, probably doesn't remember, but camps were starting to form. People were like, there was a lot of people that were saying, no, Riley's the guy. And I mean, I was in the camp saying, no, this is a sham. This is a big sham.
As was I.
Yeah. And you're buying it. Go ahead and buy it. But it was heated. It was a heated back and forth. It got heated. It was heated on social media. I wasn't buying it at the end of 2016. I thought, no, this is a house of cards. 4-8 the next season, 5-7. 4-8 the next season, Riley was out, and then 5-7.
And we have not seen a bowl game since 2016.
Yeah, 4-8 the next season, then 4-8 Frost's first season, then Frost, of course, comes, and it's an amazing time, and we're all geared up for the 2018 season. They lose. How many did they lose to start?
Well, they started off 0-6. The Akron game got canceled because of the lightning. They had a kickoff. That was it they had in that game. I sat in the stadium for like 3 hours before they canceled the game.
You can do is laugh. Pretty soon the pandemic was upon us.
And then Nebraska lost to Colorado. They lost to Troy.
They lost to Colorado in a horrible thing.
Yeah.
It was awful. That was when Adrian cussed after the game.
Well, Adrian was started off good. Then he gets hurt, so Andrew Bunch comes in, and he can't close out the game for Nebraska.
Yeah, that was the game at home. I'm talking about the game on the road.
That was the next year.
Yeah,
but the first game, Adrian had a really good start to the game, and then got hurt in the fourth quarter. Andrew Bunch comes in, Nebraska blows the game, and you're 0-1, and then all of a sudden you're 0-6 before you beat Bethune-Cookman.
It was startling. Nobody expected
0-6.
Nobody expected, including Frost. I mean,
wow, who expects to ever start 0-6?
Nobody. No. Well, some NFL
maybe
teams.
Rutgers in the past.
Some
the
NFL
Lions,
teams,
maybe.
Yeah. There's some teams that expect to start 0-6.
The Dolphins, probably.
But no, not in that situation. So, yeah, it is. And then the pandemic, which I think you've put it out of your mind. Anytime I bring it up, you just act like I'm not talking.
I try to completely avoid it.
Gus, you wouldn't believe how rocky that was. Doing these shows during the pandemic.
Gus, that happened in March, so you lost the NCAA tournament. You lost spring football. You lost baseball. We went from mid-March to August 31st with 0 sports in the world. This show survived that. I don't know how we did it still.
I don't know how anything survived. It was
with 6 months with not a single sport at all.
I can think of unpleasant things that are way more pleasant than doing a radio show during the pandemic, like getting up at 5 a.m. when it's dark and stepping in my cat's vomit. That's more pleasant. And it happens about 3 times a year, by the way. You can't see it.
Norman.
What did I or Chloe. Chloe's the one with the sensitive stomach, so it's usually Chloe. You can't see it, but you know exactly what it is when you step in. Anyway.
Well, John says this. The curse is not on early break. It's not us.
Is that John?
It's on Steve Peterson. Somebody else is.
Oh.
That goes way back.
Ooh,
So it's not us, apparently.
it's not a Harvey Perlman curse.
Yeah, I
Are you
would think
sure
more.
it's not a Harvey Perlman?
I would
curse?
think it's more Harvey than Steve Peterson.
It's a horse race there.
Yeah.
It's a horse race.
Is Rich Strike coming up the upside?
Yeah,
for that one?
Epicenter and Rich Strike are running head and head in that race. It's
Who's-
probably
Who's got the closing speed in that one? Harvey?
I don't know. And then coming up from behind in that is Sean Eichhorst.
Yeah.
He's coming. He's gonna finish in the top 3. He's finishing in the top.
All right.
3.
So the people are saying that we are not the problem. Early break is not the curse that I think it might be
no,
for
it's not.
Nebraska men's athletics.
We're making our way through it. We're wading through it. Well, you never know. It would be kind of nice for
It'd be really fun for this show to actually have a good season to cover besides the first one we ever had.
and that one wasn't that great, by the way.
And they won 9 games.
Yeah, but it still wasn't. At the end of that season, it wasn't. I mean, at the end of the season, it wasn't great. It wasn't.
I can't wait for if it ever happens for us to actually have a conversation about a team that is contending for the Big Ten West.
Even a nice little basketball run would be.
Instead of just avoiding it. I mean, we've had to avoid some things on a sports show because they're so bad.
Yeah, where I literally will wonder as I'm watching a Nebraska men's basketball game should we talk about this?
No, it's the main sport going on at that time.
I thought when I was
trying to avoid it.
When I was watching Northwestern, was I in a nightmare, or did Northwestern go up by 34 points against Nebraska on its home court this year?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. And Gus, there's literally times where I've watched these games thinking, I don't know if we should talk about this tomorrow. Maybe we just gloss over it quick.
It became a mention. Yeah, and by the way, Nebraska lost by 34 to Northwestern yesterday in basketball.
It was uncomfortable. It got uncomfortable. That's how bad it was. That's why I didn't take the Baylor Shireman Nebraska in the Final 5 seriously. I just didn't take it serious. There's no way if he knew anything about last season that he would choose Nebraska over Duke or Creighton or Arkansas.
If he had any smarts at all, yeah, he would. Thank you for putting us in there to give us a chance.
Yeah, and that is not a shot at Fred at all. It's not. I know you'll hear that way, but it's not a shot at Fred. It's just the reality of what happened last year, which you have to deal with. Last season was stunningly bad. The season before that was stunningly bad. And what we were watching at times were things happening that you could never imagine. Now, why do we think that's going to change overnight? They don't even have their 2 best players from last year.
We don't know what they're doing with
Right.
some certain spots. I mean, Antonio Reeves from Illinois State chooses Kentucky over Nebraska. You're in that top 5.
We're getting Shireman.
Baylor Shireman, of course, goes to Creighton instead of Nebraska. I mean, those are guys you were trying to get.
Bryce McGowan's averaged 17 a game. Alonzo Verge averaged 14.5. Those guys are gone. There's nobody you can identify right now as their top 2
and they haven't added that guy yet.
Well, a guy that could get you 17 a game.
Yeah, maybe they're still getting it in the portal, but they don't have that guy right now for next season.
Right. And you can't, I don't know. I think what we do is after a season like Nebraska just had, you quickly put it out of your mind. But if you're Baylor Shireman, you can't quickly put it out of your mind. You've got to know what you're getting into. But anyway, yeah, it has been pretty amazing, remarkable. I think it's helped us develop a sense of humor. I do. Or I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
Okay, let me restate
what
that.
have we developed here?
I think we need to restate that. We had a sense of humor. I think it's enhanced it, because I tell myself all the time, just try to have a sense of humor no matter what.
We've been forced to have a sense of humor with how bad the sports have been.
And Marty Bird, I think
Marty Bird has helped us out.
Yeah,
Ozark
helping us stay even. Does Marty Bird ever really lose it? No, he gets defeated sometimes, where he's visibly sort of I mean, Wendy really did a number on him, but he doesn't get frantic and crazy.
Texture says, geez, all of this gloom and doom. Let's think positive because you guys are negative Nancy's. Hey, man. Hey, Texture, I appreciate that. I look at the picture. Nebraska has missed 5 straight bowl games. They have been historically bad in basketball. They've had a horrendous baseball season. I don't know what you're looking at that is all rosy and wonderful.
Well,
I look at things as they are. I'd like them to be a lot better, but I cannot change what the programs are doing right now.
Nebraska volleyball, though. Nebraska volleyball.
And they don't play until the fall.
No, right. That's true. Now, but Nebraska volleyball has been a highlight.
They have been.
Including playing for all the marbles this year. And
women's basketball was good this year.
Pretty good, yeah. Made the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
Nebraska's women's volleyball. What I remember most is against Wisconsin, how Wisconsin with 6'7", 6'9", 6'5", couldn't get a ball down to the floor in that match. I mean, they got enough down to win the championship ultimately, but late in that match, it was incredible. Go ahead.
Before we get to break, this is from Jordan in Lincoln. Jordan says on the text line, I'm not sure if I am comfortable with you guys discussing and covering a winning men's sports season. I'm just not used to it. I don't know what that feels like.
Jordan, we could do it. We could do it. It'd be fabulous. We could do it.
Yeah, I forgot what it feels like to cover a winning program.
Oh, come on.
Besides volleyball,
women's basketball. Come on.
Yeah.
No, you remember. Baseball was
the big three in sport. Baseball was good last year, but
Nebraska won the Big Ten last year in baseball.
They have taken a historic step back in a bad way. Again, it's our 6-year anniversary. Give us a text or call 402-464-5685. I saw a 2023 mock draft for the NFL yesterday, and you wouldn't believe
incredible
some of the names at the top.
Yes.
I'll tell you those next on Early Break in the Ticket.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Gus Cottle. For the first time in over a decade, Lincoln is sending 7 soccer teams to state this year. In Class A girls, it's Lincoln Southeast, Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln East, and Lincoln Pius X. In Class A boys, it's Southwest and East. In Class B girls, Lincoln Lutheran and Raymond Central RN. Lincoln Southeast Baseball punched their ticket to state by walking off Lincoln North Star and Columbus in back-to-back games on Saturday. San Jose commit Jalen Wordley led Lincoln East Baseball past Omaha Westside to win the A4 District Championship. Wordley struck out 11 and only allowed 1 hit in 5 innings of work in the East win. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is under new management, but has the same great service as before. If your current garage door seems outdated or isn't working properly, call their new number at 402-480-2840 to schedule service or get a new door ordered. Steve's can repair most types of garage doors and can always point you in the right direction to get the job done. Give Steve's Garage Doors and Services a call today at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation. And make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know, I love NFL mock drafts. I love looking at the future because we just got done with the last draft. What, last weekend, 2 weekends ago? I mean, it just got over, and we're already on to the future, which are always wrong.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. There was a couple years ago. Remember Mitch Leidner, supposed to be a first-round pick from Minnesota, didn't even get drafted? Yeah,
Well,
yeah, they are way
extreme.
too early.
That's pretty extreme. I mean, the one we're about to do, the CBSSports.com one, whoever did it. Who did this?
Chris Trapasso.
Yeah, Chris Trapasso is exactly right. Looking back at his 2022 mock
from May of 2021.
Yeah, 11 of his prospects ultimately were picked in the first round. So he identified 11 first rounders in his 2022 mock from May of 21. So come on. Guesses can hit.
What's incredible now, as of right now, this appears to be a very heavy quarterback class. I mean, this can change during the season, but it looks like a quarterback class that's heavy. But Sip, the name that Chris Trapasso has at number 1 overall to the Houston Texans, if they do end up being the worst team in the NFL next year, is somebody that we saw in Lincoln in a backup role that transferred then to Kentucky, was throwing the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. Mm-hmm. And I guess I have never viewed him as this high of a draft pick or even first rounder. But via CBS Sports' Chris Trapasso, Sip, the number 1 overall pick he has for next year as of today, a long ways away, is Will Levis, the quarterback, again, formerly of Penn State, the backup of Sean Clifford. goes to Kentucky, has a good year last year, and now we've seen as potentially the number 1 overall pick for next season.
Now, here's the deal. You're going to kill me for this. I saw it on the rundown, and I saw your reaction.
Yep.
And I will tell you that the Basnet, Chris, Gabriel Parker would verify this. When he played against Nebraska in 2020, I kept saying in the press box, this guy, Will Levis, is a beast. He's a beast.
He was better than Clifford, that's for sure. He was better than Sean Clifford.
I am not completely surprised by this. He's
First overall?
6'3", 230. He's got a live arm. Now, he was inaccurate against Nebraska in 2020. He was 14 for 31 for 219 yards, but he rushed 18 times for 61. I thought him running the ball, I just thought, oh man, he looks like like a new version of Frost, the way he runs the ball, but he could throw it. Live arm, inaccurate, 14 for 31, but he goes to Kentucky and completes 66% of his passes for 2,827 yards. Now, 24 touchdowns, but you know, that inaccuracy showed up at Kentucky too, 13 interceptions. He threw 13 picks last year. His arm is really strong, but I thought he kind of sprayed it around.
Mm-hmm.
And in that game, if you remember against Nebraska, there's some things you need to know about that game.
Please remind me.
Yes.
I watched it.
Remember, they had down 30-23, 2 opportunities deep in Nebraska's red zone.
Yes.
In the fourth quarter, and Levis was 0 for 7 passing combined in those 2 situations. Now he's thrown to Jahan Dotson and Pat Freiermuth too.
Yeah, good players.
And some guy named P. Washington. I don't know who that is, but they had the ball 1st and 10 at Nebraska's 11. Excuse me, down 30-23, and he threw incomplete. and then what, you know what? Remember Nebraska? They started 0-2 that year.
Yep.
This would have been 0-3.
Yep.
And what people don't remember about this game is look at Nebraska's last punt. Nebraska 4th and 5 at its own 16. Pristup got off a 53-yarder, but it was almost blocked. It was almost blocked. They had Jake.
But it wasn't.
Jake, they had a breakdown up front.
Well, what else is new for Nebraska? Oh, a breakdown on special teams. Well, that's unseen here ever.
Now, if that ball gets blocked, you might be 0-3, and then you start that season 0-5.
Well, think about the end of that game. It wasn't it Ben Stille with the sack to end the game for Nebraska?
Yeah, then
he was 4th down.
Yeah, then Penn State eventually drove to 1st and goal at Nebraska's 9. Levis throws incomplete, yep. Sacked, and then Stille pressures him and he throws incomplete. 0 for 7 deep in Nebraska's red zone in Nebraska's final on Penn State's final 2 possessions was Will Levis, who is now projected numero uno by CBS Sports in next year's draft.
I'm going to say right now, that's not going to happen. Will Levis is not going. You can say for Wet Blanket likes to identify dates and things happen. Wet Blanket, write it down. It's May 10th. Will Levis is not going number 1 overall next year. Per me.
6'3", 232 is Will Levis. What CBS Sports writes, Levis feels like a quarterback who can eventually be the number 1 overall pick. He's big, chiseled, has a rocket for an arm, and can scramble. Oh, he can scramble. He's a bear of a runner. Jake, think that Josh Allen.
Yeah, well, everyone wants their next Josh Allen now. Big guy who can scramble.
You know what's interesting about this mock draft? One thing that's interesting besides Will Levis, Miami has 2 guys in the top.
I saw that
5.
Zion Nelson, who as Trapasso writes, he's not right now projected to go that high, but they're saying that he could with the new offensive line coach. Zion Nelson, offensive lineman, 4th overall, and then they have Tyler Van Dyke.
That's
the quarterback going 7th.
Yeah, 2 in the top.
By the
10.
way, C.J. Stroud seen as the 3rd overall pick via this mock draft.
Yeah, so the quarterbacks are Levis 1, Stroud 3, Bryce Young,
5.
5.
Tyler Van Dyke, 7.
Yes.
And then, he's a defensive back. Let's see who else is in the first round. Devin Leary of NC State would be number 17 overall. So that's now four quarterbacks there.
Yeah, it's a quarterback heavy draft.
Jordan Addison, by the way, who's not out of school yet, 22nd overall. The Pitt receiver that is going elsewhere. Malik Cunningham, this is a surprise there from Louisville. Another hot take. He will not be a first round pick. Write it down. Not happening.
What?
Malik Cunningham.
They have, where does CBS Sports have
26th.
Why'd you say that?
I don't see it. He's fine. He's
live arm. Live arm.
I'm just telling you.
Live arm.
Write these down. I'm giving you 2.
Athletic.
Will Levis not going first overall. Malik Cunningham not going first round. You heard it here first.
So who do you think will go first overall?
And then Anthony Richardson, a quarterback from Florida, number 29. So they got 6 quarterbacks going in the first round for next year. Again, this is way early.
Who do you think quarterback number 1 will be? First off the board.
I tell you what, I like this Tyler Van Dyke kid. If you watch him
are you really going to say first off the board on Tyler Van Dyke?
I'm just saying I like him.
You're going to say don't say Bryce Young.
I'm not going to. I'd say CJ Stroud right now.
I don't mind Levis.
He's not going first overall.
Huh?
If he goes second, hey, I still win that bet.
I like Bryce Young as a player. I do. But Bryce Young is 6 foot tall. And he's not a big runner like that kid with Arizona Cardinals.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Bryce Young has functional athleticism. He's not a burner like Kyler Murray. And I don't know. They say he's 6 foot. I wonder if he's 6 foot. He's little, Jake. He looked little in that game against Georgia. He looked little against a pro defense, Georgia's pro defense. Is that a pro defense?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much is.
He looked small against that defense. I'm not picking him number 1. I'm not. That's not my quarterback if I'm a GM. I like him.
I don't really love any of these quarterbacks.
I like Stroud, 6'3", 218. And I like Levis.
But again, Ohio State quarterbacks have not panned out well in the NFL. They've sent Justin Fields. We'll see on Justin. He was okay last year.
He dipped to number 11 in the draft, if you remember.
Right. Justin Fields, I'm optimistic about, but I'm not like sold saying this guy is going to be a bona fide star.
Remember, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance were drafted ahead of Fields, right?
Yes.
Yes. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance.
Yeah.
All drafted.
Zach Wilson bad last year. Trevor Lawrence needs some help with their line and the receivers. And Trey Lance didn't play much. He's going to start this year, though. He'll be the starter in San Francisco. But I don't know.
Will Levis.
Not going first overall, but he is apparently to this NFL mock draft. I don't think it's happening. Song of the day is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Life after college has been great, but paying off my student loans, not so great. I needed a fast way to help pay off my loans. Then I found it, a research study at Solarium. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. It was so easy. I earned cash for the study and paid off those student loans. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Hey, it's Nelson inviting you to stop by the newest Caterpillar Vape Shop here in Lincoln at 2601 North 11th Street. Get to know the team that will find you exactly what you're looking for. Premium e-juice, CBD, Delta 8, mods, kits, and more. They can answer any question you have and find the right fit for you. In a hurry, hit the drive-thru for convenient service. Amazing rewards for existing customers, and as always, new Caterpillar Vapes customers get 50% off their entire purchase. Now is the time. Stop in. Caterpillar Vapes, 2601 North 11th Street. Follow on Facebook or online at CaterpillarVapes.com.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Storage Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 Highway 6 in Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction on June 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Spring has arrived. Dust off your clubs and play the city. Lincoln City Golf Courses offer 5 different places to play, including Holmes, Pioneers, Highlands, Mahoney, and the par 3 Jim Ager course. Plus, one membership gets you access to all 5 courses, or ask about a discount card that gets you 15% off all rounds. There's also adult classes with lessons for every level with Lincoln City Golf Academy. Learn more about membership and classes today at lincolncitygolf.org.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
if
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The ring of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope, and this is what they said. They said, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, baby. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me.
Song of the day, because they are in town tonight. That's Come Sail Away by Styx. 464-56851 1 is bad. 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day. All right, I'm getting the weird part now. Again, the song of the day is Come Sail Away by Styx, in town with REO Speedwagon tonight. Sip at PBA. 464-56851 1 is bad. 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
That was a wonderful song. I have to think late 70s on that one.
Give me a year. I'll give it to you in a second.
Okay.
Well, you wanna
You might have got
guess
into
the
the 80s on that. It's got to be because I was in high school or junior high.
I got it.
I was in
Take a
junior high.
guess.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to take a swing. 78.
1977.
Oh.
Off by a
Clapping
year.
for myself.
Wait. Way to go.
I'm clapping for myself. Okay. Excellent song. Didn't even this is going to sound bad, but I didn't even really have to listen to it. I've heard it a million times. I love that song. It's a great one. Sticks. Okay. Now for your exercise, 5 stick songs. Go.
Mr. Roboto. Too much time on my hands.
Good job. Come Sail Away.
Yeah, Come Sail Away.
Okay, you got 3.
Renegade.
That's
might be where I
think of
stop.
a ballad. You know it's you, babe. Whenever I get weary and
Lady by Styx, or is that by
Lady?
Is that
Lady?
Is that Little River Band?
That's not by Styx. Yeah, you're right.
Little River Band.
Yeah.
Little River Band. Okay.
Hey,
I
Dave.
got 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Lady. That one.
All right.
Rating
high 8.3. 8.3.
8 point. Would you entertain
Strong.
going to a Styx and REO Speedwagon
Yes.
concert? Well, they're at PBA tonight. I'm sure tickets are available.
Yes, I would entertain it. In fact, that's tempting.
It's not Seether, but it is.
It's tempting though. On this little break I'm on, I don't have a lot going on Wednesday. It'd be very tempting just to go down there on a lark.
Yeah, you could give us a show review for tomorrow.
Is there tickets available?
I can
gotta
almost
think, yeah.
assure you that there's tickets available.
Yeah. You could walk up and buy one.
I'm pretty positive. Yes, you could probably do that.
Hmm.
This is not, someone big coming to town.
Well, REO was on Ozark.
They
did
were
make an appearance on.
They
Ozark.
did, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
But
okay, Gus, you got to guess Gus's grade.
well, Gus
I
has
hate
been
to
giving some high grades
Gus
recently.
is generally unenthusiastic today. I don't know if you're going to.
It's finals week. He's
Is it finals
wrapping up
week?
his school year. He's going to go in the summer.
Okay,
He's checking out his flow. Is he looking at his flow right now?
I think you're checking out his flow in the window, weren't you?
Yeah, he's trying to pull it back with the headset. Gus has more head in his hair than you and I combined.
Yeah, I know,
times like
more
7.
hair.
Times 7.
Oh, easy on that.
Well, this is me too.
Yeah.
All right, Gus. 7.2 is the guess for me.
Yeah, he's always in that range.
He likes their songs.
I don't know if he liked it. Yeah, I bet he did. He seems old soul. His parents had a big influence on his musical taste, it seems like. So he gave this a 7.6.
I'm not a big fan of boats, so I'm going to go 4. I don't like sailing very much.
You did like the message of the song.
I like staying on land a little more.
So
you don't like boats? What about like just on a lake?
Okay, I could go on a lake, but like out in the ocean, that's too much.
You're not going on a cruise.
I mean, I don't want Come Sail Away. That seems big.
You're leaving basically.
Yeah,
you're out here.
I have like a 2-hour max.
I ain't going anywhere with you. I'm not sailing away. I got 2 hours.
Let's take a straight turn. Yeah, sail away seems a little too indefinite. For you.
Yeah, well, I just once I'm off land that longer than that, it's like I need to get back on.
He has a 2-hour max. I've got a 2-hour
So
max in the
You're
boat.
not going on a cruise.
No,
guys, I'm
No.
with you on that. I can't do a cruise, but I don't dock the points of the song because of this sailing. Hey, to each their own. To each their
So
own.
that song is
You say Mr. Roboto was by the same band?
Yeah.
I much prefer that song.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, are we sure that was Styx?
Yeah.
Okay.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
Okay.
Domo.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
All right,
Gus. Well,
hey,
thank
we
you.
learned something about you.
Gus, not a boat fan, and he's got a 2-hour max on the water.
Come sail away. This seems a little too indefinite for him.
Like, do you get shaky at 2.5 hours, Gus, or what?
Wait, did I even give a score?
You said
Or-
4. You said
Okay.
4.
Yeah. I just it's like, I just want to be back on land. This thing's rocking. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to be on
Well,
stable
seasickness
ground.
there, huh?
Totally understand.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't get seasick. It's not like a thing where I'm feeling nauseous or anything. I'm just like, I just want to be back. I just want to be back
All right,
where I belong.
respect it.
I'm a human, not a fish.
Okay.
I'm not all right, Gus is a human.
We learned something
not a
about
fish.
Gus today.
2-hour max on the boat.
Thank you,
for
Gus.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Gus.
Okay. Oh, we have to get to this Joe Buck thing.
Yeah,
Let's get this done. We've been meaning to talk
trying
about this for a while.
So Joe Buck, we moved to ESPN. He will be Monday Night Football with Troy Aikman starting in the fall. However, Sip, his first thing he will do at ESPN is the PGA Championship later this month from Southern Hills in Tulsa, and they're going to do a Manning Cast type of broadcast. So this is golf. They're going to have different people talking about the rounds of golf and just talking about golf in general on the broadcast. And that's not very traditional for golf. You don't see a Manning Cast in the golf landscape.
Okay,
do you
so
like
yeah.
that? Are you
Okay.
interested in that?
I got some questions for you.
Please do.
From the USA Today story on this, I have questions.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, you mentioned May 19th in Tulsa.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Southern
be
Hills.
surprised if you would go to that. It's pretty close.
yeah,
Okay.
I'd
Now, this
consider
is
that.
the question, though. In a tweet reply to Jeff Shackelford, I don't know who Jeff Shackelford
He's a writer,
is.
golf writer.
Okay. USA Today should say that. Anyway, this is what I had a question about. This was Joe Buck's tweet reply. It's real, gonna be fun. Larry David is close to committing.
Oh boy.
You'll have that type of feel. Then he says, very USGA. What does that mean?
Well, USGA is the golf organization, United States Golf Association.
But what does very USGA?
Well,
what's the context?
Well,
of that?
that's why I'd be surprised if Larry David's on it. USGA seems very tight. Run. How would I want to say this?
I don't know how you want to say it. I don't understand it.
I don't know. I'd say it's very maybe strict's not the word, but you're not going to see it just run amok, I suppose.
Okay. The other
Stringent.
Okay, really?
Is that a word?
Because what he's suggesting is the opposite of that.
I wouldn't think USGA would be something that you would just have a bunch of funny people on. That does not scream USGA to me.
Well, that's why I was confused by the comment.
I'm with you then. If you're reading it like that, I agree that I'm reading it in the same manner as you. USGA is not something that's just like out there having fun and games.
So the Buck cast will originate apparently from his St. Louis home. His home in St. Louis, or a studio. We'll say a studio in St. Louis. That's how they're going to do this. Yeah, that's how they're going to do this. A studio in St. Louis. I don't understand that. Okay, this according to USA Today, the Buck cast will air all 4 days of the PGA Championship, with the first and second round Buck cast shows beginning on ESPN, while the traditional live golf coverage starts on ESPN Plus.
Got to pay for that. ESPN Plus you got to pay for that.
After an hour of the early rounds, first and second round, Buck and Collins will move to ESPN2 while the main golf coverage transfers to ESPN. I don't even know what to think. Like, it just seems a bit to me like ESPN's jacking around a little too much with this.
I'm curious how. By the way, this is good. The good way to describe the USGA is buttoned up. How about that? Thank you.
But then that comment.
I know.
Confusing.
I don't get that. I'm also confused by that comment. If you're gonna have Larry David on,
yeah,
Larry David's a funny man, and I guess he probably can be buttoned up if he wants to be, but that doesn't scream buttoned up to me. If you're talking to Larry David, about
right? Buck's tweet is gonna be fun. Larry David is close to committing. It will have that type of feel. Very USGA.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I'm confused. I will tune in to see what this is all about when it's going on. But
Will you?
I do prefer a traditional golf broadcast.
Do you?
I'm a golf guy. I like watching golf as it is. I don't need to have something else that's, fancy. or
Well, then
new.
you will watch CBS.
Yes, I will watch that, but I do want to tune in to see what this looks like.
You will watch CBS because CBS still will carry the bulk of the weekend coverage.
Yeah, I will still watch CBS. That is my main broadcast I will watch, but I will tune in for the sake of this show and of my interest to the Joe Buckcast.
May 19th, Southern Hills in Tulsa.
Corey suggests that he thinks that Buck is being sarcastic when he says it's very USGA.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's probably the best way to look
Thank
at that.
you, Corey.
Corey, sometimes Twitter it's hard to read sarcasm. Sometimes.
It is. It can
But I
be.
agree that I'm with Corey. That it was probably a sarcastic.
Thank you, Corey. Thank
Top of the hour next on Early Break in the Ticket.
This This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
Bagels and Joe is ready for the spring with pesto cream cheese, great on any bagel. Try a mint and peach Arnold Palmer while you're there, and don't forget their locally roasted coffee, delicious breakfast burritos, and bagel boxes for the office. Bagels and Joe with 4 Lincoln locations.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It's just not worth it. Don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Joe at Ambition Electric today at 402-217-3415 or go to ambitionelectric.com. There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break, fun show so far. You got the podcast at theticketfm.com. The show, as always, sponsored by Gaina Trucking. You got their current job openings today at gainatrucking.com. If you just tuned in, it is our 6-year anniversary today of Early Break, May 10th, 2016. We started. It is May 10th, 2022. We are still here. We are still going and plan on doing this for a while. So keep us company. Give us a call or text 402-464-5685. We'd love to hear from you on our anniversary show today.
How many more years you got left in you?
Whatever.
Come on.
I don't know. I don't know how many years I
Putting you
have
on the
left.
spot.
I don't know the future, what it looks like. As many as I want to.
How about that? As long as they'll have me. How about that?
Whoa. All right.
Got some news a little bit ago.
We do.
If you care about some NFL schedule stuff.
Oh yeah, that's happening this week. The
Yeah.
the rollout occurs pretty much.
Yeah, if the rollouts started yesterday, it goes through the full releases on Thursday.
Yeah, it goes
12th.
almost the whole week.
If you're a Broncos or a Rams fan, this is for you. If you are a Broncos or a Rams fan, this was announced just 25 minutes ago. Broncos Rams on Christmas Day, 3:30 Central Time on CBS/Nickelodeon. So that'll be Matt Stafford, the Super Bowl champion Rams, versus Russell Wilson, not with the Seahawks, but with his new team, the Denver Broncos.
Parker Gabriel on the scene.
Merry Christmas, Parker. You're covering a football game this year.
Yep. He'll be
That's
fine.
not a bowl trip, but it's an NFL. It's
Yeah.
an NFL game.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's working in his new gig.
Yep.
Guys, yeah, I
Maybe
bet
we
he's
should
writing
call.
about
We
this right
should
now.
have him on before that game. See how things are going in Denver. Maybe the Broncos are a playoff team by then.
Yeah.
They should be with Russell Wilson. Okay, here's some other text before we get on with our segment. Tyler wants to know, Jake, how'd you play last night in golf league? Wasn't good. Now, I have no one to blame but myself. There's no wind complaints. The heat, it was hot, but it was not a problem. I'm saying the heat was not an issue.
No,
because it became very comfortable, like 2 holes in, very comfortable. I shot 5 over. That's horrible for me at Woodland Hills.
Yesterday, the heat wasn't that bad because it wasn't humid, was it? No, I wasn't.
No,
sweating.
it was. I'm not going to say pleasant, but it was fine.
It was flat. You know what? This is a nice time of year for the heat because there's no bugs. I mowed the lawn shirtless last night because there was no bugs. No bugs. I know that's a very tough visual for you, but I did. Go ahead. What else do you got on the text line there?
Yeah,
Sparky?
I just want golf league was fun last night, though. Shout out to all of our 93.7 The Ticket Golf League members. There's 34 teams of 2.
Whoa, man!
And there's
full
and
boat.
by the way, there's a lot of new teams out there.
Full boat.
A lot of teams have returned. A lot of new teams as well. Hope you all had a fun night if you were in league, and hope you keep coming back for Mondays going forward.
Well, of course they were.
Sometimes people bag out. People wig out and leave early. This happens every golf. It's not just every golf league has people that they'll make it through the season. I want all teams to make it through the season this year.
Okay, yeah. You seemed lucid on your text last night.
I was pissed. I had 3 double bogeys.
You seemed lucid. I mean, you were texting me normal things.
I was normal last. I had 3 beers, but I was fine.
Yeah.
When you are, I was hot, so I was drinking it as hydration. Basically, I was hydrated.
I was hot.
Simba, no, 5 over, not 5 under. 5 over par. I had
You were
3
5
double
over.
bogeys and a birdie. It was hideous.
Yeah, that's
hideous.
rough for you.
The 2 holes at double, 2 of the holes at doubles on, I was trying to lay up with irons and pulled it into the crap.
Is that right?
And imagine what I was saying at that point.
I can only imagine.
My partner, AJ, who you know, would tell you that it was not safe for the kids.
AJ can handle it, believe me.
AJ also did not play well last night.
Really?
He would tell you that.
AJ can handle a little off-color language.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you a joke he told me off the air.
Yeah, please keep it off.
Because
the
it
air.
was
I can only imagine.
it was one of the best I've heard in a long time. Tyler lost 4 balls.
Oh, Tyler.
Terrible, but had a good time. All right, we'll keep coming back, Tyler. 464-5685. One last thing. Spencer says, can I get a shout out to the Lincoln Southeast Knights for a big overtime win in quarterfinals of the state tournament last night? That's Gus's team.
Quarterfinals of the
State soccer.
Oh, yeah. Shout out.
1-0. 1-0. The Southeast Knights win. Shout out to them.
That's the boys?
Gus, is that boys or girls? Any idea? I think it's girls.
Girls.
I think it's girls.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out
to
the
them.
Southeast soccer team.
That's right. Okay. 464-5685. Call or text as always. There's an interesting graphic going around social media that really puts an interesting picture on the comparison of Nebraska and Texas since the 2009 Big 12 championship, which of course Nebraska probably should have won. There was a BS second put back on the clock. Nebraska loses. Yes, I said BS because it was BS. Nebraska falls 13-12. Texas goes on to win the Big 12. Since that game, Sip, Texas and Nebraska have been the same program. They've been pretty much the exact same to this tune. Now, there's more than this, but
Yeah.
Texas since 2009, the title game, has played 151 games. They have won 83. Nebraska has played 150 games, so one less. They have won 82 games, so one less than Texas. Nebraska has averaged 30.2 points per game. Texas, 30.6, pretty much the same. Nebraska given up 26.2 points per game. Texas has given up 26.7, the same. Nebraska, 35 players drafted. Texas, 37.
Incredible.
They're the exact same.
Except one thing.
Yeah.
Texas, 17 5-star recruits since 09.
Nebraska,
Zero.
And they have way more 4-stars, too.
Yeah. Texas, 158 4-star recruits. Nebraska, 72. This is damning for Texas.
It is. I mean, everything on there is similar, except for the fact that, you have recruited to a much higher level than Nebraska and have done nothing with it.
Okay. The coaches at Texas since 09, Mac Brown, Charlie Strong, Tom Herman, now Steve Sarkisian. It started going bad for Mac really right after the 09 season. In 2010, they went 5-7.
Jeez.
Yeah. 5-7.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. They fell off hard.
Because they had Garrett Gilbert. They still beat Nebraska, though, in Lincoln that year.
Yes. They had Garrett Gilbert and Case McCoy. And I'm glad you mentioned that. If you look at the end of Mac's tenure, he didn't have the quarterbacks. In 2011, it was Gilbert, but it was also, he was going with 3 at that point.
That's not good.
Gilbert, Case McCoy, and David Ash.
You lost those guys.
Yeah. Case McCoy and David Ash became co-starters, which means what? No starter. Co-starters. Come on. Don't do the co-starters.
Don't do that.
Please don't.
Come on, Mac.
2012, David Ash started 12 games. They were 9-4.
I forgot that name, Sip.
David Ash.
I don't remember the name David Ash.
David
in
Ash
Texas.
started 12 games in 2012. They went 9-4. In 2013, they're 8-5. And that was Case McCoy and David Ash. Case McCoy started 10. David Ash started 3. But clearly they fell off at the quarterback position. Texas. I mean, come on. You don't even remember.
I don't remember
David Ash.
I don't remember David Ash, and I faintly remember Case McCoy.
Right.
Faintly. I mean, obviously know Colt McCoy very well.
Mm-hmm.
Case McCoy, I don't really have a recollection with, though.
So then Mac Brown obviously was ousted, and they brought in Charlie Strong, who's a good coach, but it didn't work. He never went 500. 6-7, 5-7, 5-7. Herman actually did pretty well record-wise. He did. 7-6, not good out of the gate, but he threw a 10-4, an 8-5, and 7-3 during the COVID season. Not good enough.
Respectable.
Not good enough.
But not good enough.
Then Stark threw a 5-7. But Texas is more damning because it's Texas.
Yep. You've got talent everywhere, and you're getting that. And you're getting that talent.
Yeah. So I guess it got soft with Mac. I mean, there sort of was a country club mentality, but I don't know why Charlie Strong couldn't get it done. Good coach.
I like
Good
Charlie
coach.
Strong.
Yeah, good coach. Herman kind of got it done, just not at the level that Texas fans expect. And then it fell off under Sark. Hell, Sark lost to Kansas on his home field last year.
Yeah, he did. Give up 57 points in that game.
Something like that.
That was not good.
To our friend Lance.
Yeah. A shout out to Lance. Nice win. That was a
Leipold.
great win for Lance Leipold, the Kansas head coach.
Yeah, these are stunning. How
it is. Yeah, it's amazing how since 2009, Nebraska and Texas, besides the recruiting, have been pretty much the exact same program
in terms of record.
Well, and the points per game, and the points per game given up, and the draft picks.
Yeah. The coaching situation is informative. I mean, Mac Brown let it slide for some. I don't know I don't know exactly what happened with Mac, but we pointed to the quarterback situation as one factor for sure. Why Charlie Strong couldn't get it going, I don't know. Herman did get it going a little bit, but not enough. And there they are. But all those 5-star and 4-star recruits couldn't get it going. 17 5-star recruits in that period, 0 for Nebraska. 158 4-star recruits in that period since 2009. 72 for Nebraska is not a terrible number. It doesn't strike me as a terrible number, 72 4-star recruits.
Yeah, man,
since 2009.
that's pretty good.
Texas has 158, which you'd expect.
Yeah,
a big number there.
Expect a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's scary. See, one big takeaway if you're a Nebraska fan is this stuff to me is scary. Because if it can go bad for a prolonged period in Austin, Texas, or it can go bad for a prolonged period in, I don't know, it went bad for a prolonged period at USC.
It did go bad at USC.
Then of course it can go bad for a prolonged period in Lincoln.
Florida State's had some rough goes, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Since Jimbo left,
Yeah,
hasn't been very good.
Yeah,
there.
Norvell's teetering.
Yeah,
Norvell's teetering.
Florida's
Mike
been
Norvell's
struggling.
teetering. Florida, not sustained so
Yeah,
much.
it hasn't been sustained. You're right.
Florida State sustained
Yep,
struggle.
it
And
has.
I will tell you this about Florida State, though. Florida State, I visited that campus and saw their facilities last summer. Florida State, pretty shabby.
Don't like it.
Facility-wise,
Didn't look very impressive.
if you go to Florida State, Gus, and you're a recruit, it ain't wowing you. I mean, those pads on the fencing faded.
The sun will do that to them. It's sunny down there.
Replace them.
Yeah. Miami also has had sustained losing,
Yeah.
right? Sustained average play.
There's been a lot of places that have had a hard time getting it going. A&M. How does A&M have a hard time getting it going? They'll get it going with Jimbo because they're throwing money. They're throwing millions of dollars around. But how do those places like Miami, LA, Austin, they have sustained issues? Yeah, well, of course it could happen in Lincoln, Nebraska. Right?
Yes. Well, it's happened here. It is happening right now.
I know it's scary. I mean, let's face it. It's a little scary, right?
Yeah, I'm ready for the scare to be over.
I know.
How long does it go? Is just going to keep extending
Well,
here?
FanDuel doesn't believe that it's going to keep
FanDuel believes
extending.
Nebraska is the second favorite to win the West
They
this year.
set the over under at 7.5, and they're banking on Nebraska or fans betting the over. I'm not going to budge off 6. I'm not budging. No, you're not going to get me to do it. You'll try in August.
I'm not going to try. You're going to tell yourself to do it, though.
I'm not going to do it.
You're going to drink the Kool-Aid.
No, right now you have to stand pat at 6. That's what most people are going to do. Not Bob, our caller. Bob.
Yeah, Husker Bob is.
I mean, but now Texas this year, 24/7 Sports, I was reading last night. 24/7 Sports is projecting. They did a projection of the season, and the projection was over 7 wins for Texas this year. I mean, they have Bijan Robinson and
he's a stud.
and a kid named Worley. They probably have the 2 best offensive players. Worley, the receiver, Bijan Robinson, the running back. They probably have the 2 best offensive players in the Big 12.
Bijan Robinson's a stud, an
Yeah, he's a running
absolute
back.
beast.
Yeah, running back.
Absolute
Worley's
beast.
an absolute beast on the perimeter. Now the Oklahoma is the favorite to win the Big 12. It seems the consensus favorite, even though Lincoln Riley's gone and they lost a bunch of guys. The thing is, though, they brought in a bunch of guys, including Dylan Gabriel, quarterback. They fortify. They lost to the portal, but then they went in the portal to refortify. So they're the pick. Now, Texas, though, so you asked the question on the rundown, which program will get back more quickly? I don't know. You know what's interesting about it? it seems like they're on a similar trajectory.
Well, they have been this
I
whole
know,
time.
I
Ever
know.
since 09, they've been on a similar trajectory, but who changes it first?
If you look at pundits, though, it seems like what they're projecting for each team in 2022 is pretty similar. It's amazing.
6-7 wins.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. I mean, they have been on a similar trajectory since 2009, and nobody would have guessed that.
No.
Nobody would have guessed that.
It was news in 2010 for Nebraska to be above them. They still lost to Texas, but yeah, you said they go 5-7 after a good year of winning the Big 12 championship.
Right.
Nebraska's trying to get redemption. They're 5-0. They lose that game. They still have a good season, but since then, Nebraska has just kind of gone the wrong direction.
Yeah, Pelini from 2010 to 2014 won 10 games twice, and played for conference titles twice from 210 to 214. Correct?
Yeah,
won 36 games in that span, I believe. I had written down the record elsewhere, but I'm going by memory. I think from 2010 to 2014, Bo was 36-19 or 36-18. Okay, with 2 appearances in conference title games. One was a good game against Oklahoma, as you remember. They blew it.
17-0 lead.
Yeah, and then the other game was an utter disaster
against Wisconsin.
Right,
it was bad.
Riley was 19-19. We don't even. I almost feel like the Mike Riley years didn't happen. Frost is 15-29.
Jay Stu says this is regarding both programs, from Texas and Nebraska. If you run through several coaches and ADs, who are you going to blame? What stayed consistent? There's a lot of change. I mean, it didn't work. The regimes did not work for Nebraska and for Texas several times now. You mentioned Charlie Strong, didn't work out. Tom Herman was acceptable, but not good enough. Steve Sarkisian, too early to know.
There's a difference in the conversations. You know what the difference in the conversations is? Steve Sarkisian is under a lot of heat in his second year. They're not doing the long runway thing at Texas. They're talking, pundits, fan base at Texas is they got to get to a bowl game, and they got to show well this year. For Sark has to. That wasn't the conversation, obviously, with Frost. Obviously, he's in year 5 at 15-29.
He's still here.
Yeah, Sark can't go 15-29. He's not going to go 15-29 and make it at Texas. He'll be gone before he gets to 15-29, right?
Yeah,
he would be. They're talking. He's got to win this year.
No one lasts that long.
Texas, Texas is they're in a dangerous situation too, but it's not as dangerous because they're in Texas. It's not as dangerous. It'll never be as dangerous in Austin as it is in Lincoln. It'll be easier to get back in Austin.
They have
Texas.
talent right there, tons of talent.
Thank you.
As we saw in the the only thing that was different between Nebraska and Texas in this graphic since 09 is the fact they have had a ton of 4- and 5-star players compared to Nebraska having no 5-star players and much less 4-star players.
This is where you get in trouble.
Me?
Yes.
Why?
Because what does it suggest if Texas is recruiting all the 4- and 5-star players? Nebraska has 0 5-star players, appreciably less number of 4-star players. Does it suggest to you that Nebraska must be developing? If they're keeping up with Texas,
if
they're keeping,
I would just say there's no development at Texas. There's some here.
Yeah, there's players regressing at Texas.
Yes.
There's regression.
Players are getting worse. Players
Yeah.
are getting worse at Texas.
Yeah.
There is more development in Lincoln because there has to be
one
but
thing.
it's still not great.
One thing you hear about Texas is, especially during the Mac Brown years, is they were building their classes very early, recruiting kids and getting verbal commitments from sophomores and juniors, and then those kids were backing off. They had their commitment to the big school, and then they weren't getting better in high school, and they came to Texas too fat and happy.
Fat and happy.
Yeah, I mean, speaking figuratively.
Bird in Columbus says, the SEC is just going to compound Texas's problems when they go to the SEC.
Yes, Bird,
I mean,
you're right.
If they can't win right now in what is a I'd say average Big 12, right? It's not bad. It's average. They're not winning. They're going to go to the SEC and just start winning? No. That certainly does compound their problem.
Here's an SEC stat for you. Ready for an SEC stat, Jacob?
Yep.
This is according to Josh Pete. Since 2007, there have been more head coaches in the SEC West than there have been Alabama losses. Hello.
Since what year?
Since 2007, there have been more head coaches in the SEC West than there have been Alabama losses. Well, they have the best coach ever. They have the best coach in the history of college football.
That's a good stat right there.
Since 2007, there have been more head coaches in the SEC West than there have been Alabama losses. He's the best college football coach in history, and there's no argument.
I don't think you can argue.
There's no argument.
To those asking, before we get to break, yes, we discussed it the first half hour of the show, but Dylan Raiola does commit to Ohio State. If you want to listen to our thoughts on that, podcast page. We went to it deeply.
I will tell you that Ohio State did a fabulous job recruiting him, and you can't just say, well, it's Ohio State. They don't have to do anything. It's Ohio State, which has all of the wins and all of the background, but still recruits like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Bam.
Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Done a good job there. Robin Washut is next on Early Break in the Ticket.
They say one great thing leads to another. And that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Storage Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 Highway 6 in Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction on June 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I can actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Hey, it's Nelson. Have you stopped by the newest Caterpillar Vapes location? It's here in Lincoln at 2601 North 11th Street and offers you the largest selection of premium e-juice, CBD, and Delta 8 in the capital city. Let the Caterpillar Vapes team walk you through all your options and find the perfect fit for you. Lowest prices? Guaranteed. Stock up and save and experience the difference for yourself. Returning Caterpillar customers grab rewards and amazing weekly deals, and new Caterpillar customers get 50% off their entire first purchase. Come in or use the drive-thru. Find them on Facebook or visit CaterpillarVapes.com.
Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is that time of the week where we talk to Husker Online's Robin Washington about all things Nebraska basketball and more. Good morning, Robin. Before we get to hoops, not a huge surprise, unfortunate for Nebraska, but last night Dylan Raiola commits to Ohio State, the five-star quarterback over Nebraska and pretty much anybody else in the country. Any surprise there, Robin? And did you expect Nebraska to have a decent chance with him, or were you kind of signing off with him going elsewhere?
Yeah, it seemed like there might have been a chance going into that spring game and when he visited and immediately coming out of it. But things seemed to quickly turn on that front just from reading the tea leaves. And, in the end of it, the fact that he chose Ohio State should not be a surprise with what that program has become, the way they develop quarterbacks and the wide receivers he'll have to work with there. And inevitably, it's kind of a no-brainer decisions on a lot of fronts. So, I think the reality is that he had a lot better options of what Nebraska is right now, and he wanted to get his decision done early, and so that put Nebraska at a further disadvantage to where they didn't even have the opportunity to show tangible progress this season and what this new offense with the new staff could be. So it was, I think you said the right word, is unfortunate, but not surprising just given the circumstances.
Robin Washut joins us from Husker Online. Nebraska lands a big walk-on commit from Cale Jacobson of Ashland Greenwood. What's Nebraska getting here? Who was he getting offers from?
Well, he only had two Division I offers from North Dakota and Holy Cross. So that doesn't really, I think, reflect on what type of player Cale was. Obviously, he was regarded as one of the best overall players in the state of Nebraska last year. Led Ashland Greenwood to a state championship and was arguably the best player, certainly in C1. And you could make the case one of the five or so best players in the state, just what he was able to accomplish. So he's a big guard. He's about 6'4". He can play the point, shot well from the field and from three-point range. And so a really interesting prospect. But the problem is, with a lot of kids that play lower level high school basketball around here, the level of competition kind of hurt him. And, he didn't get as much exposure, on the AAU circuit until this past spring, where he was playing with the Nebraska Supreme program. And coincidentally, two Division I offers immediately followed. So, he's a guy that, in my opinion, is an absolute steal of a walk-on for Nebraska, because he's one of those guys in the vein of a Charlie Easley or, Drake Veronica, or those types of guys that, that he can help Nebraska, in my opinion. Now, maybe that's just playing spot minutes here or there, or maybe a significant role beyond. It depends on how he develops. But from a culture standpoint, I mean, he fits everything that Nebraska wants, and he's a really good player. And if he can develop with his strength and conditioning, that was a big draw for him choosing Nebraska over full-ride scholarships, was the ability to, practice against Big Ten level competition, get Big Ten level coaching, and work on their strength and conditioning. So in a year or two, he could be a significantly different prospect than what he is right now. He's got a lot of those intangibles that, Nebraska really likes. And so I think it was a great boost for Nebraska to be able to get him to come as a walk-on, and who's to know what his ceiling is going forward.
Robin Washut joins us. Robin, we should note something about Holy Cross. Notable alumni: Bob Cousy, Tom Heinsohn.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for that.
Creighton lands Baylor Shireman from South Dakota State out of the portal. If he doesn't go to the NBA draft, Robin, is Creighton a legit Final Four contender?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I mean, they were a really good team last year and brought back a significant amount of that roster, and then supplemented it with, even just as good a transfers, and getting Baylor Shireman, I think, really put them in that conversation. Because the big question was, they lost Hawkins. How are they going to replace him? Well, they got your answer right there. And so, it's kind of another, like a Dylan Raiola situation where, it's disappointing for Nebraska not to be able to get him. But in the end, Baylor made a decision choosing a program that is in a much different place and much better place than Nebraska is right now. He wanted to play deep into the tournament. And like you said, Creighton is right there in that mix to be a team that's going to be playing well into March and have a chance to potentially go to the Final Four, if not beyond. So that's the reality of the situation. Nebraska did all they could. They put a lot of eggs into the Baylor Shireman basket, but in the end, as much as they had to offer, and they did, they had a lot of appealing pitches for Baylor with the style of play, the role that he would have, the NIL opportunities, and then being able to play for Fred Hoiberg in that offense and his NBA development. But in the end, Baylor wanted to win, and Creighton can promise that at a much different level than Nebraska can. And Baylor had one shot, and he wanted to make sure that he was going to give himself the best chance to give himself as much exposure on the biggest stage of March Madness as possible.
So Nebraska strikes out on Baylor Shireman and Antonio Reeves, who goes to Kentucky. You do get Jawan Gary from Alabama, but Robin, what's next for Nebraska? They got to replace, Alonzo Verge and Bryce McGowan, their top scorers from last year. Where do they go to next?
Well, the portal's getting slimmer and slimmer. There's still some quality options out there. They've been linked to a few names. Mo Gibson, the guard down in Oklahoma. He's in the portal. He led the Sooners in scoring last year, just over 13 points per game. But, he's a highly coveted recruit as well. He's already visited Florida State, Texas A&M. So he's got a lot of high-level options on the table that Nebraska's kind of getting in relatively late to this process. So we'll see where that stands. Kerwin Walton is another guy that is on the radar. He's a former Minnesota prospect that ended up going to North Carolina. Nebraska recruited him out of high school. Obviously, he went to UNC, entered the portal, and he was on Creighton's radar, and I think might still be to an extent. So he's got options as well. But Nebraska is certainly doing their due diligence with him once again. And then there's a kid by the name of, I can't pronounce his last name right now, but it's Emmanuel Ben, the French name.
Okay,
so I'll butcher the pronunciation. So anyway, he's a guard from SMU that is currently going through the draft process. He's certainly one to watch, I believe, because I think as far as like odds of Nebraska having a chance, he's probably the highest of those three. So those are the three names that we know of right now, but again, you're looking at a tier below the guys that they had been going after when you consider Antonio Reeves was on campus. Baylor Shireman was arguably in the final three. So I mean, it's not going to have the same maybe caliber of player, but there's still quality options that are available that Nebraska's trying to fill this roster out with.
Rob, real quick now, switch to football. Put your football cap on. FanDuel challenges bettors by setting over-unders for various teams. For Nebraska, they set it at 7.5. Over or under 7.5?
I'm going under right now.
Okay.
Until they actually have a 500 record, it's hard for me to project much higher than that right now. And I certainly think there's a potential to go above that with the way the schedule shapes up. And if they get off to a good start, they beat Northwestern and get some early momentum, which they haven't ever had under Scott Frost. If they're able to do that, that changes the conversation. But right now, we've been waiting for that to happen for a long time. And it's kind of one of those deals where I need to see him prove it before I can all of a sudden start, predicting an 8-win season. So I will go with the under, but Vegas usually knows something. Maybe they're just trying to bait some Nebraska money to prey on the hopes of Husker fans, but certainly that number came for a reason. And, hopefully that is a more realistic goal than just getting to 500.
Robin, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Yeah, Emmanuel Bandumel is the guy's name.
There you go.
Say that one more time. Say that again.
Emmanuel Bandumel. It's Bandumel. So
Okay.
I'm sure there's a French twist on that. He's from Quebec. So,
Okay. All right.
So do with that what you will.
Thank you,
Okay,
Robin.
thank you,
Appreciate
Robin.
it. Good
Thank you
stuff.
for
Husker
getting that.
Online's Robin Washut.
Got to get some scores. We got to get some scores.
Your face, your reaction when he said the portal's getting slim was, that's what I was laughing at. Your instant reaction, you just went off the mic and just groaned.
Okay.
The
let's
portal's
do-
getting slim.
Let's do the game show.
Let's play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. You are 1-0 on the week. Impressive win yesterday in trivia. Can you get to 2-0 on Tuesday? Today, I played golf last night for Golf League, so why not do some golf terms?
Okay.
Do you think you know the game of golf very well? The terms we use in golf. 464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Who feels good about golf terms? 464-5685. Call to take down Sip in trivia. How do you feel today about golf terms? Sip?
Not as bad as you probably think I do.
We got to get out to the par 3 course and play in this month
Yes.
that you have here.
Yes, yeah.
We'll do it.
Yes,
We'll
we
get
do.
out there sometime.
Yeah.
You can play my par 3 course. Egger,
Yeah, we could do
Egger
that.
or Wellington Greens.
I prefer my home course of egg.
Hey, Jimmy, old Jimmy. All right, is this Frost? Is what we have here? Frost?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, Frost?
I'm back to destroy Sipple.
Have you destroyed me in the past?
Yeah, we did college basketball stadiums a couple months ago.
Oh boy! And how bad was it? How bad did you get me?
Okay, well, destroys a lot. Like we both went 1-1, and then I got the last one, and you missed. So
So just
wasn't really destroying, but I took you down.
Okay.
I guess
Okay.
a win is destroying you now.
Okay, well, thank you for calling. We appreciate it.
All right, Frost. First question goes to you in golf terms. What is another term for getting an 8 on a hole when golfing?
I'm gonna say bogey.
I like the quick, confident guess. That's not it. Sip, do you know
Well, I know what it should be.
the term for an 8?
Yeah, I know what it should be. It should be, and I'm going to go with this. Snowman.
It is a snowman.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right, a
yeah.
snowman. 108%.
shoot.
You've had some snowman. on
Oh,
your
would you
card-
I
on your card before?
Yeah, I played one round of golf in the past 15 years. That was with
That was with
you.
me. I don't think you had an 8 that day.
No,
It's
I
a
don't
par
think I
3
did,
course,
yeah.
to be fair.
I don't think I'd had an 8.
All right, Sip, for the 2-0 lead, your first question. What is the alternative term for a double eagle, which would be either an ace on a par 4 or a 2 on a par 5?
Oh, wait a second. Say that again. That
What is
seemed
the
like
alternative term for a double eagle, which is either a ace on a par 4 or a 2 on a par 5?
I think I know this. Oddly, it's an. This could be embarrassing. Albatross.
How was that embarrassing?
I wasn't positive.
2-0 lead. Albatross is correct. Frost, you're in trouble. It's not over yet, but you are in trouble.
No, I have him right where I want him.
All right.
Wrong, Thornton.
Oh, yeah.
Going down.
This is like Rich Strike. Rich Strike's coming on strong in the derby here. All right. To stay alive, Frost, your last question. What is the term for the area between the green and the rough?
All right, so I would like to preface this by saying I've never gone golfing before. Never watched golf. I've mini golfed at Jurassic Putts or whatever it is. I'm going to say the rough. Fairway. There
Is
you
it
go.
the fairway?
Fairway.
Ah,
I think I know that one.
Go for it.
Well, this is can't. I think Frost overthought. That's just the fringe, right?
Hey, look at that! Look at this man.
I've never heard of that term.
He's never
I have
heard
no
of the-
idea what that means.
I would accept fringe or collar. So,
ooh, I would
collar.
not. I've never heard collar.
Well, Frost, it wasn't your day today, but you can call him down the road and destroy Sip another day.
I don't know. This was pretty embarrassing. I gotta go lick my wound.
Go lick the
Don't
wounds,
be
try
embarrassed.
again in a month or so.
Don't be embarrassed. Thank you for calling, Frost. That was
Have
great.
a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Well, hey, you want to go for the 4-0 here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you should get this one. I think this is an easy question for a 4-0 route here. A 60-degree wedge is also known as what type of wedge?
60 degree?
A 60-degree wedge is also known as what type of wedge?
Sand wedge?
That'd be a 56-degree. A
Oh.
lob wedge is a 60. Lob.
A lob wedge.
Lob wedge.
Do you have one?
I don't. Actually, I have one. I never hit it because I skull it every time.
Do you?
Yeah, that's blade territory.
Do you?
And quickly on the tiebreaker, you've already won. You're 2-0 in the week. Sand Hills Golf Club in Mullen is the #1 ranked course in the state of Nebraska. How many miles is that golf course from our station right here at 48th and R to Sand Hills?
Where's it at?
It's just south of Mullen, Nebraska. How many miles, Sip?
I'll say 270.
Ooh, good guess. 290 miles.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Per Google Maps, 4 hours and 24-minute drive.
Okay.
You take I-80 out there. So congrats. Hey, on our anniversary, it's nice that you won today.
Thank
It was a
you.
blowout on golf terms.
I think I went over 500 on that too on the reset. 4-3 on the
Oh,
reset.
hello.
4-3 on the reset. So the baseball season started, and we're off to a 4-3 start.
Stay high.
Yeah.
Don't get in that slump. I mean, don't be the Royals here. Don't.
Are the Royals skidding?
I believe they're 9-18. It's not good.
Of course they are.
And
The
they
season's
start off 2-0. I mean, it's bad. Bad.
Yeah, you haven't been talking about them at all.
No, because they suck. They've scored like 2 runs or less in 12 of their 27
Did you
games.
know
That's
that
so bad?
Early in our show's history, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, you used to talk about the Royals pretty regularly.
They had just come off a World Series in 2015.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll bring in
That's why.
DP for the spillover next, an early break of the ticket. Last thing before break, guys, I've been telling you for a long time about craft axe throwing and how it's a great time for all parties, big or small, and beginners or experts. It's a lot of fun. On the 13 throwing lanes, they've got private events for groups of all sizes, and it provides a truly memorable afternoon or evening for everyone in your party. Craft Axe Throwing has a stock bar and multiple TVs to watch all the different games. To schedule your next corporate or social event, or for more information on their leagues and events, call them today at 402-802-9696. Again, that's Craft Axe Throwing at 18th and N in Lincoln.
Bagels and Joe is ready for the spring with pesto cream cheese, great on any bagel. Try a mint and peach Arnold Palmer while you're there, and don't forget their locally roasted coffee, delicious breakfast burritos, and bagel boxes for the office. Bagels and Joe with 4 Lincoln locations. Hey, batter, 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 wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com, Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Expect increasing cloud cover, not quite as hot today as we'll be topping out near 83. Winds out of the northeast, a little breezy at 15 to 20. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to 63. Slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow morning, then becoming hot and windy as we'll top out near 92. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alanos businesses need reliable communication, both at the office and at home. Now more than ever. Just listen to Bill Mitchner from Lighthouse.
Before we'd have breaks in service, especially for internet, but we've never had any issues with Allo. It's always been there and available when we needed it.
At Allo, supporting your business is our business. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685 today.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagee sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with DP and Jay Foreman. Good morning, guys. Sip is complaining about his hair.
Don't say that.
Why?
Because I don't want to take any barbers to task.
I didn't say a barber. I didn't say who it was. Who it wasn't.
Just having trouble getting a good haircut.
You're trying to find a good haircut in this town.
Yeah, I'm having trouble.
We had to give him the fade.
He doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know the term fade. I've been getting a fade for like 15 years.
Seems like a young man's deal.
DP knew exactly. He's like, yeah, it's a fade. You get a fade.
Jay gets a fade.
Yeah, I get taper fade,
Yeah.
Southside fade,
That's what you do.
whatever I feel like.
I want him to get the kid and play though. I want him to get the kid and play fade. I want him to go to find a barber and go, hey, listen.
Hey,
Give me the kid and play.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Give me the kid and
DP
play.
had to explain what the kid and play fade was to me.
I was like, come on.
Bald on the side,
Yeah.
long on the top.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got a little bit of time
Can
to
I
work
pull
on
up?
that.
Can I pull off the bald on the side?
Well, we can get you into Vanilla Ice territory.
I cannot get the hair. There's no.
How
this-
close are you just to saying I'm going all off?
A long ways away.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not shaving it off yet. Come on.
What
You
about
holding
just-
on?
Yeah, I'm
you holding the line?
What about like a 1.5 guard?
You'd actually
Two
probably
guard.
do yourself a favor.
No, I'm not going. Listen,
2 guard military.
I'm
I
not-
think my head
I
is.
shave. I shave.
Yeah, your
I'm
head
not
looks
bald.
good.
I'm
Your
not
head looks
bald.
good.
Like I'm not. That's not. There's a difference between.
Right.
Like I have my hairline is good.
Is it
Yeah, my hairline same as it ever was.
really?
Yeah, it's just
Why'd you
I
decide
shave
to go shave it off? Too much work or what?
yeah, way too much work.
How's your hair, Jay?
It's on and popping, a little gray, but
Yeah, you
it's still
grade
there.
up.
Yeah.
You grade up.
You're gonna take that?
Hey,
from
I
him?
gotta
It's salt and pepper, man.
I was thinking about
Distinguished sip.
your attack on me the other day, how I didn't write about you when you were a player. There's a reason, I think. I was thinking about this.
here we go.
Yeah,
well, you
okay.
were steady. You were one of those dudes that was reliable.
Right.
So you weren't
Didn't have any pizzazz.
well,
Right.
I didn't say that.
That's
Right.
equivalent.
Hold on, hold on,
of
hold on,
simple
hold on. Let
But
it.
Jay
Let,
had
hold
a,
on.
Jay has
hold
a
on.
nice personality.
Hold on.
No. Players like Jay, players
let
like
him go ahead and hang himself.
players like Jay.
himself.
No, I'm not gonna hang myself. Get ready for this. I'm not hanging myself. Players like Jay get taken for granted a little bit. They get taken for granted a little bit
You take that
because you were always there. You weren't hurt. You didn't get hurt,
No.
right? You were always there.
It wasn't in our DNA.
You were you always played
the
at
fra-
a high level.
The phrase you're looking for is Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. And it wasn't.
I mean, it's different. I
you
mean,
just
look,
did
listen
your
here.
job. You were a blue collar, do your job guy.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you
that
got
doesn't-
Grant. I mean, it was the defensive ends, defensive tackles, and the corners. And when the Brown brothers came in, everybody was goo goo gaga over Ralph and Mike. Rightfully so. I didn't really care. I just liked win, to win.
Yeah.
I will say this: I got better in the NFL than I was in college. But I think what college helped me, you know what I mean, and it's because you had to do some jobs that you didn't necessarily do. I wasn't, it wasn't like Miami where everything was centered around the middle linebacker. It was like actually the reverse, and that's fine. I mean, it was all you win, you lose, you lose. I mean, you win, and it all works itself out. If you can find the football, you can find a way to get paid. So I like busting your chops, though.
Why do guys get worse in the NFL? You said you got better. Why does anybody get worse if you go into the pro level?
It's opportunity. It's coaching. It's the circumstances. It's the environment. It's the culture. It's no different. It's the scheme. Sometimes guys get drafted
Wrong place.
and they can't convert from playing one way to another. There's a lot of things that go into it. You might catch the injury bug, and then next thing you know, you get some turnover in coaches, a coach that really believes in you, or a GM that's more like if you have an owner that has a football background and a GM that maybe either played or has a real, football background, they know that, injuries happen and you don't lose faith in the guy because he, ends the season on injured reserve with a high ankle sprain. A lot of teams sometimes just want to find a way to jettison you real quick. So, and it's no different than a kid that you might see at Seacrest, right? And he's like, man, he's a heck of a player. Then he gets to college and you're like, what happened? Well, did he go to said school because it's the biggest and best school, or did he go to the best school for him, right? So a perfect example would be Harrison Phillips, right? So
Harrison Phillips.
So,
there's a name.
Bo and those guys said that he wasn't big enough and all that. But then he goes to Stanford. He gets in their deal. He plays, it's his system. And he actually ends up playing the same system that they played here, but he played it better at Stanford than anybody played here. But it's all if you have a coach that can see past year one or where you're at right now, it's all different types of stuff. Or can you handle success? Can you handle adversity? Are you a true competitor, or are you just a guy that's kind of like I call them paper champs, that everything's kind of been set up for you to be successful? I mean, you see kids that are good in like 6th grade. Yep. Then all of a sudden, by 10th grade, they're in the stands watching. And then some kid that, everybody thought was booty at 4th grade is out there on the court. So it's just a matter of can you continue along the process of trying to be the best player you can be and all that stuff? And you see it in recruiting.
That parity of talent and all the things you put together, that they're kids that excel. Like the parents will come to you and tell you how good their kid was before. And well, look, he was the best player for
5 years ago.
For 5 years. What happened? Well, I don't know. Everybody else got better. There's more talent around. More
And
things
people
are
aren't,
asked of you.
people aren't scared to go against you. And a lot of times I think like in youth sports, people have psyched themselves out because they hear like, oh, Derek Pearson can dunk and all this. I mean, at the end of the day, when you watch an NBA game,
Say that again.
there's like 5 dunks in a game, so it's not a dunkathon. That's what you do in like open gym and like recess, but that's not basketball. I mean, that's fun and games. So it happens. I mean, look, I mean, where you're at 18 years old, I know the big deal. I was told that, obviously Dylan Raiola is going to, or committed to Ohio State. It's a big loss, obviously. I think like if you asked me this last year, I wouldn't say it was a foregone conclusion, but it was definitely heavily leaned towards Nebraska. If you would ask me around, what is it? Is it spring? I guess.
Yeah, we're in
It's
spring. It is
yeah.
May
10th.
Yeah, around that.
10th.
Yeah, I would have told you. I would have bet. I'm not a betting person. I would have bet $100. So I've talked to him. I mean, I've known. I mean, obviously, me and Dom. I mean, we're very close. And so it's a little different. So, it is what it is. Sucks. But you gotta be happy for him. I think Nebraska recruited him good. I think Ohio State really great. I know one of the things
recruiting
they
job.
did is they got alumni and people that knew Dom heavily involved.
They wowed him.
Yeah, well, they it wasn't a that's the thing.
Don't just skip over that.
He didn't
just skip over.
He didn't wow. It wasn't a wow. It wasn't a red carpet thing. That's not how he's raised though. So that's not what he needs.
I know Dominic was blown away by the recruiting.
Right, because it wasn't
match their style.
It was the recruiting that I guess maybe we're the recruiting that when you say wow, people will think like, oh well, they red carpet. That's not that. That's not Dom.
It wasn't
blue collar.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
So it was.
Isn't that the case for most recruiting, especially top level recruits? Is that you miss? It's in the detail.
Yes,
it's in the detail.
Some, but some not.
Yes.
But see, Dom's different. This is where people don't understand when you have like a kid like Dylan, right? Just say even the Manning kid coming, and was it next year? Whenever he's Arch, right?
Manning.
Is that next year?
Yeah, very very innovative name. Grandpa's Archie. We'll call you Arch. But anyways, these kids like Dylan has played football in his mind. He's played 10,000 more games than these kids. And that's what people don't understand. He's been in pro locker rooms since he can walk. He's seen what real work is. You talk about how people are at a dinner table and say like their dad's the CEO of the bank and you're a CEO of an insurance company and the 2 young kids are kind of learning over Sunday dinners. Well, it's the same thing with Dylan.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no doubt about it.
So when you talk about like leadership and being able to be coachable, okay, he's been through it. He's light years ahead of Quinn Ewers that was there last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now at Texas.
Right. I mean, it's 2 different atmospheres or stratospheres when he walks into a quarterback room. When he's looking at tape a lot different than he is in a lot of other kids.
Plus he's 6'3" and 220.
220. And you know what also? I mean, don't discredit the fact that he'll have opportunities outside of football.
Well,
as far as baseball.
Yeah, he could have been. He's a great catcher.
Yeah. So
he could have been probably a pro prospect as a catcher.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, Dylan. He's a catcher.
Wow.
Excellent catcher. Yes, Jake.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not a surprise with the way Ohio State recruited him and the fact Ohio State's a very, very good program and they're sending guys to the pros all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't it either though. See, that's the short-sighted way to think of it. You know what I mean?
But it's got to be a part of it though.
It's Of course, it's a
Ohio
part of
State's
it.
gonna
But
contend
that's
for a
not.
national
That's not.
championship.
That's not why he made his decision. Why?
No.
That's not the way he's built, though. That's where like people need to really kind of like change their mind, like when they're like thinking about football. You know what I mean? Like in one way, we're saying, oh, these kids have other things that they're thinking about, right? Besides football, it's not football 100% of the time. Well, if you're recruiting them, you got to know that.
You know what the interesting question is? Who's number 2? I wonder who was number 2.
It don't
My
matter.
guess is Georgia was number 2.
It don't matter.
Well, I'd be interested though.
Why?
I'd be interested.
It'd be like you want to know who the first place loser is.
Yeah.
If you're asking a girl to
Who's
prom,
second?
you want to know like, oh well,
Yeah.
well,
Who
she
were
told
you gonna ask?
Yeah, who
Give
were
us
you
the other
gonna ask?
option.
Yeah.
Who were you gonna ask?
Yeah, I'm
come
interested
on.
in that.
We want to know.
Yeah,
Just curious.
I do care. I wonder who was
Where'd
number 2.
Nebraska stack up?
Yeah,
on
where's
that-
Nebraska?
in
Was
that
it
list?
Nebraska? I don't know. My guess it was Georgia.
So
That's
what
my
would-
guess.
but well, if it was Nebraska, what would that do for you though?
If it was what?
If Nebraska was the quote unquote number
If
2,
you found out that they were number 2.
Well, it might mean you reconsider. You know, kids reconsider sometimes, and that's not the Raiola way. I think this is very firm, but there's some time to go still. You know.
oh yeah, things could
Kids
change.
change their
Ryan
minds
Day
all the
could
time.
get hired at an NFL coach
Yeah,
and things change.
exactly.
DP's not buying that.
I mean,
Yeah.
things could change.
No, he's not changing.
but
Well, if Ryan Day throws a big season, he could go to the NFL. You're right. If they
But,
throw a big
they'll
one.
still get a great coach at Ohio State. It's the thing that doesn't really change.
I mean, of
I
course,
get somebody elite there.
their offensive coordinator, quote unquote. I mean, a lot of things can change.
Yeah.
But I never. I mean, I don't. I mean,
That's why I wonder who's number 2. And I believe it would be Georgia. Georgia put a good recruiting, put good recruiting on him too. Really good. They were impressed by Georgia.
Well, they just won the championship.
I know, but like Jay said, it's
Thanks.
more than that.
I know that.
It's more than that.
They got something figured out down there. They know how to recruit kids. They know how to win.
Yeah.
They probably pay attention to detail.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's more than that. It is.
More than that. How? What do you mean?
Like the way, like what Jay was referring to, just they know how to be detailed, what the kid probably is looking for. You know, I don't think they recruit every kid the same, especially
That's the
quarterback.
job of the scout.
well, I mean, it's
Right,
like
right.
okay,
But it's not
I'll
just,
I'll
we
I'll
won a
dumb
bunch
it
of
down
games.
for you guys. Okay,
Yeah.
if you think it's Georgia, okay,
Yeah.
I'll play the game with you. Okay,
Okay.
Ohio State, Bobby Carpenter, who, right? Bobby Carpenter, who
Bobby
who's
Carpenter, now a
former-
radio guy.
right, is a former teammate of Dom.
Okay.
George Foster is a former teammate of Dom's, went to Georgia.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Guys that know and
Yeah.
So they've been knowing the kid for a while.
Yeah.
They've been knowing. I mean, it's
Mhm.
you know, Dom's he's a very unique. He's always been a very unique, complex person.
And you also
He
know that-
I mean, from the very from a freshman. That's why, like when he was a freshman, I was like, this dude he's the dude. He should have been starting because his mind was light years ahead of other guys. Like, granted, I mean, Dom would tell you, like, we had some good times. I mean, not good times. We had some great times. You
Mhm.
understand? We're like,
Mhm.
I'm talking about we pulled some all nighters.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
I mean, straight up, when we rolled together, we rolled hard, but it was never.
Still recovering.
We never. We never lost sight. I mean, he was so complex. He's like, we can do this, but guess what? We're gonna roll even harder come practice time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
His
know what you're saying.
mindset was a little
Started
different.
12 years in the NFL. He knows what he's doing. You know what he's doing. Started 12 years.
But the mindset for Dom,
Mhm.
which is passed down,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, when you talk about every day, when he says he gets up, he's like, you know, he needs to be the best brother he can be,
Yeah.
and all the other stuff. You know what he's telling him. You know what he's telling you. You
Mhm.
know what he's been telling his kid. The best thing you can do is be the best teammates you can be.
Yeah, he asked him, "Are you being the best son you can be? Are you being the best brother you can be? And how are your grades?
Right.
Because if you get all that, if you have all that in line, you'll be all right."
Right. Keeps it simple.
Yeah.
You know, but
'Cause
but then he can convert that. Are you being the best teammate? Are you being the best leader?
Mhm.
Are you being the best motivator? Those are the same things that he's doing. Are you handling your business before I'm saying, hey, Jake, you're not running, you're not running that bang A tight enough. But am I getting to you on time? Handle your business, be the best you can be, and everything else will be there.
Will Levis.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw
Will
let me
Levis.
ask real quick though. NFL mock drafts.
Mhm.
I'm going to guess you don't like these, DP. Probably not into them.
I like him.
No.
especially not a year ahead of time where it's May 10th and they already have next year's NFL
They're
mock
never-
You
draft.
don't like it? I like it because you
I
get
like
to you get to
Yeah.
get it
I
right now.
like it. I know.
And
DP
then you
would
like to see how they change by week
Yeah,
2 in the college.
It's never right, and it's never the same. So why?
But it's funny.
Hold on,
Will Levis, who Nebraska faced, he was a backup at Penn State when Nebraska beat them in 2020 in the COVID year. He goes to Kentucky, has Wan'Dale Robinson last year. Per CBS Sports, they think he's the number 1 overall pick next
And
year.
I will tell you this.
How about that?
I mean, I probably
Amazing how things
I have
can
an
change.
eye for talent. There's no doubt about it. I could probably be a personnel guy. I'm not joking. When he
This dude here, are you kidding me?
I'm not joking. When he came on the field in that game against Nebraska, I said, "Dude's a beast. The dude is a beast." Now he sprayed it around that day.
That's scouting. There it is. That's it.
Sip,
Like
sip.
you're done. Give this guy the keys. Give this guy's keys to the Dolphins.
Here you go.
It's like
is a
give him the
beast.
keys.
We're going down fast.
I could spot a running back within about 4 plays. I mean, 4 plays.
That would literally would eliminate you from being a personnel guy. Give me 4 plays.
Just show me 4 plays.
That's all I need. 4.
I'll give me
This
5.
is the same guy that talks about Randy Gregory versus Grant.
I saw Randy.
Ooh, Stephen M. Man, you go ahead, bro.
Randy's playing pretty good nowadays.
He had 5 sacks last year.
What-
man.
what's he making?
Well, he hasn't made anything yet because his stuff is week by week and day by day. Trust me.
I know
We
it
had
is.
the same agent. His stuff is.
I
day
know
by day.
his deal. I know his deal, but I
Right.
know his talent.
That
too.
was beautiful. I need that clip just to play. All
See, the
time.
problem that I think you'd have as a GM is that you love running backs. The NFL does not love running backs
Yeah, that-
anymore.
that-
you
yeah.
draft a running back too high and get criticized.
Will
every
Levis, so this doesn't surprise me. Now that what surprises me is he's a little erratic. He was even erratic at Kentucky. He threw 13 picks last year.
I told you he's not going first overall. There's no way this sticks.
So that lets you know. That lets you
No
know
way.
how bad the quarterback class is the last 2 years.
Well, now this class is going to be pretty good though. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud.
If Will Levis is potentially the number 1 pick, the class isn't very good.
That's right. I agree. There's a lot of quarterbacks. Doesn't mean it's,
now,
it's a good
now,
class.
now, here's what goes into that.
I disagree.
Here's what goes into that. Is measurables go into it because both CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are a little shorter,
Well, Stroud's 6'3".
and
Stroud's 6'3".
or Bryce
218.
Young is shorter.
Bryce
excuse me.
Young's
sorry about
5'11".
that.
Yeah.
And so that goes into it. But then also, when you get these new things coming out, the easy thing to say CJ Stroud will go number 1. That's not going to get any clickbait. Will
Right.
Levis is a guy.
Okay.
And they
That's
did
fair.
have a good
That's
year.
fair. Yeah, we're talking
They
about
did. They did have a good year offensively.
Yeah, he
but it's
did.
hard for a team like Kentucky to replicate that when you lose a guy who have 100 catches. And
We'll see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
it's
totally
hard.
know what you mean.
And can they kind of find 2 guys
Right.
to add up to that?
They got a great running back.
Right.
Kentucky's got a great running back.
They
That'll
usually
take.
do now. What's up
Yeah,
with that?
Rodriguez
They're
is
getting
good.
good
You know,
running
and you
backs
know
all
what's
the
crazy?
time.
They had
Benny Snell.
They had offensive line that was physical.
Did they?
Yeah, and one guy, I think our tackle got drafted. You know, and he kind of got taken to school down there at the Senior Bowl, but he got drafted. So that lets you know that there's talent there. You know, they got some defensive players. I mean, heck, they had Josh Allen was number 2 pick just 2 years ago
by the Jags
for the Jags. So they're getting the guys, but they're not. You know, they're not there where you're getting 6, 7, 8 guys up there in the top 3 or 4 rounds yet. But it's
Okay, quiz time for you guys. You guys, especially old school guys. Last Kentucky quarterback drafted.
I got that one.
Do you?
Yep.
It's not Jared Lorenzen.
Nope.
Tim Couch.
Nope.
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 Early.
I got
Tim
it.
Couch was before Jared Lorenzen.
You got this, Jay?
Oh yeah, Andre Woodson.
Nice.
Got to be
Yeah.
Andre.
Yeah.
Was he the one that
To
threw
the
the
Sixth
pass-
round,
he-
208.
To the Giants,
Sixth
right?
round,
To the
208.
Giants, right?
And he
Yeah.
threw the pass. Was he the one that threw the Hail Mary?
No, that was before him.
That was before
right?
him.
Yeah.
He was good.
They've
in
only
college.
had 3 quarterbacks drafted since the 50s. Kentucky.
Now they're gonna have the number 1 pick.
That ain't gonna happen. That will let this.
Would you like to put a little
Mitch
steak dinner on
Leitner
that?
was once a first-round draft pick. Mel
Don't
Kiper
compare
didn't get
Levis to
drafted.
Mitch
I'm
Leitner.
gonna say,
Do not compare
these
Will.
early
No.
projections.
He
were
just had
always
the wrong
crazy.
name. I think
He
he's
had-
just
no,
confused.
he wasn't wrong. He thought Mitch Leitner had the
Don't compare
size and
Leitner
the
to-
arm to be a first-round pick. He didn't get drafted.
Will Levis.
all.
People see Josh Allen and Will Levis. That's part of it.
looking
It's
for
a
the
fad
next-
What
pick.
people?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, he's 6'3", 235.
He can run around a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
He can run around a little bit.
It's not.
He's got a strong arm.
There's
though.
a
What
fat
people?
There's a fad element to
You know
this.
how many 6'3", 200 pound dudes can't play quarterback?
I know,
But
but
he has a strong arm. They're trying to think
he's
like,
got a big arm and he can run.
and here's the problem that people in the NFL don't understand. That
You watch DP. He's
here's-
got a big arm and he can run.
What's his brain? What's his what?
Here's what
He
people
completed 66% of his passes.
Here's what people
And 106 of them were 4-yard throws. Stop it!
He can
Stop
play.
it!
He can play. I'm not stopping. He
So
can
what's
play.
his favorite route to throw?
I have no idea.
That's my point.
they compare him to Josh Allen because his completion percentage
Yeah.
is a little low. That
50%.
what you like, and you see Josh Allen, who has actually done something that only like 3 people have done before, where their completion percentage has gone up when they got in the NFL. So they're like, oh, we can do it again.
Mhm.
But what they are forgetting, Josh Allen is a unicorn. It is
Yeah,
only
he is a
happened. It
unicorn.
doesn't just because Josh Allen did it.
Oh, I'm
doesn't-
not comparing him to Josh Allen. I'm saying people.
No,
are
that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They're saying, okay,
big dude,
run, has a strong arm, accuracy issues, a little bit higher, interception rate.
Yeah.
Well, we just seen a guy really
Yeah.
change his career,
Right.
but they minimize the structure.
Yeah, I get that.
Everything that Buffalo's done for Josh Allen to be successful, and if another team doesn't do that exactly the same, then you're not going to get the same results. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sending Sipple to DC. We're gonna
Mark
win Super
Mark
Bowls
Stoops
right
said
away.
he's extraordinary.
GM.
He's a very, very intelligent quarterback. High end. He's a high end student, and he's a high end student of the game.
Hey man, more power to him.
The first 2 overall pick, Will Levis.
So you're just
not going
you're
first.
saying it ain't happening.
I said,
I don't
mark it
think.
down.
I mean,
There's no way he's going
but
first
what it
overall.
does tell you is he's
No
going to
way.
be drafted pretty high.
Yeah, first rounder.
We'll see. Hey,
Most likely he's going to get
First
drafted
round.
pretty high.
we'll see what he's like without Wan'Dale Robinson. He's lost his go-to receiver.
Yes, he did.
Second
He's
round
got
pick.
he's got a big time running back behind him though. That'll take pressure off.
well,
Everybody in the SEC has a big time run.
Because everybody.
most teams. What
Everybody.
Vanderbilt doesn't because
Yeah, they actually do. 4-star,
Vandy-
4-star guy.
Vandy
Just
does?
in a bad system.
You
But
know what?
hey,
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I
Wow,
was
Vanderbilt,
up at like
nice.
4:30, and on ESPN they had South Carolina's spring game.
Okay.
They actually have 2 really good running backs.
Really?
And
Behind Rattler?
yeah, and the quarterback that played last year, I think he blew up.
Bentley, right?
Yeah, he blew out his ACL, and he's back. So and Frank Beamer's son is obviously the coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Beamer.
And he
Sure.
had, they had 7 wins, and he was talking about it, and so he was but just to see 2 guys, and I think one of the running backs was from Wilmington, Delaware. And I don't know if you've been ever blessed Wilmington, Delaware
I've
with your
not.
presence.
Ooh,
Sip.
wee.
I haven't.
It is
It's
a
that-
short day.
It's I mean, it's actually a kind of unique city, but just you never think that's where a running back is going to go from Delaware to South Carolina. But just obviously spring game and all. I mean, it's all take it all in there. But I saw not 4 plays, I saw 8 plays of them, and I was like, you know what, he's pretty impressive.
The running back?
Yeah, they got 2 of them. So, running backs are plentiful. In
How'd
the
Rattler
SEC.
look in those plays? Was he playing?
Pretty good.
Yeah. That's an interesting.
That's
interesting
off the beaten path.
It is.
Of what
It is.
why
Yeah.
why and how.
Yeah.
So you got to probably and everybody's gonna say NIL, sure, but there's got to be a relationship there or something like that for you to go from Oklahoma to Columbia, South Carolina. Now again, I'll say this: if you haven't blessed Columbia, South Carolina with your presence, it is different.
Really?
Oh, it's totally different.
Yeah,
it's different. It is,
and that's a weekend's worth. It's
what's so different?
Is it
about
it's 4 points, right?
It's borderline. You got a little bit of Arkansas, West Virginia there, and then you still have like the old school rules down there, but the fans are nuts. And
I've never been there.
South Carolina's different than
I don't think I've ever been in
great
South
golf
Carolina.
town.
Oh yeah, well, South Carolina's a great golf state.
Great
No,
golf
it's a
town.
great golf state.
I forget what course we played at, but
Gotta
great
get down
course
there
down
and play some more golf.
Yeah.
All right, old school's up next for
Whoa,
Steve.
it's
Sipple.
8:24. We
I'm
gotta
Jake
get out of
Sorensen.
here.
See ya.
Spring
This
has
dude up.
arrived. Dust off your clubs and play the city. Lincoln City Golf Courses offer 5 different places to play, including Homes, Pioneers, Highlands, Mahoney, and the par 3 Jim Ager course. Plus, one membership gets you access to all 5 courses, or ask about a discount card that gets you 15% off